Hello students, welcome to my class. I am Punjika Rathi, working as assistant professor in IMS group in Ghaziabad, and I am taking this subject in this semester. I will be teaching you here in this lecture, I will be teaching you the cross elasticity and the advertisement elasticity, as well as the uses of elasticity of demand in managerial purposes, the importance. So, let us start. First, we will talk about the cross elasticity of demand. The cross means that there is some relation. When the cross elasticity is calculated, we want to know what is the relation between two products, maybe X and Y, A and B, and any kind of products. So, we want to derive a relation, we want to know what is the relation. It is of two types, the relation is of two types, they can be substitute goods or they can be complementary goods. First, we should know what are substitute goods. Substitute goods are those which can perform same function. It means the function performed by A can also be performed by B. So, they can be used for the same, to satisfy the same need of the consumer. So, it means consumer does not need them he does not need them at the same point of time. Okay? He may be using either A or B, they are called as substitute products. The complementary goods are those which are required by the consumer in conjunction, they are required jointly by the consumer to satisfy his one single need. So, to satisfy his single need, when two or more products are being required or they are being purchased, they are called as the complementary goods. So, since there is relation between the products, they may be substitute goods or complementary goods. So, it means that demand would also be affected by their prices. So, here we are concerned, we want to know what is that relationship, how much is the responsiveness of demand with respect to the price of the related goods. So, that concept is called as the cross elasticity of demand. We want to know whether the demand is elastic or inelastic or unresponsive to the price of the related goods. Then only we will be able to take a proper pricing decision for our product. So, what is cross elasticity? It measures the responsiveness of demand of commodity X by change in the price of commodity Y, where we are saying by X and Y are two related goods. So, how much there is change in the demand of X with respect to the change in the price of Y? When we want to know this responsiveness, then we say we are calculating the cross elasticity. This cross elasticity is denoted by EC. So, how it is calculated? First, we calculate the percentage change in quantity demanded of product X, then we divided by the percentage change in price of the product Y. So, when we calculate this value of EC, how the value of EC is, whether it is positive or it is negative or it is 0, it leads to us to determine that whether the products are the substitute goods or they are complementary goods or they have no relation between each other. So, this is the very significant implication of cross elasticity of demand, that it is required and it helps us to know whether the products are substitute goods or complementary goods. So, accordingly we can design the pricing policy. The types of cross elasticity. These different values of cross elasticity, they led to different types of cross elasticity. It can be positive. When we are saying it is positive, it can be elastic, inelastic, it can be negative and it can be 0. So, let us take first positive one. When it is positive, so when it is positive, it can be greater than 1 or it can be less than 1. So, when the demand is greater than 1 or equal to 1, we will say demand is elastic. When the value of EC is less than 1, we say demand is inelastic. So, what is the meaning of positive cross elasticity? It means if we take the formula, what was the formula? The percentage change in demand of commodity X, percentage change in demand of commodity X. I am just writing here it symbolically, divided by percentage change in prices of commodity Y. So, when we are saying that it is positive, it means when the prices of commodity X are increasing, the demand of commodity Y would also be increasing. It would be positive only, it would be positive when these two deltas are positive, when these two changes are positive. The change, the prices are increasing and demand is also increasing. The prices are decreasing, second case, the prices are decreasing of commodity X and the demand for commodity Y is also decreasing. So, it means this there is a decline, there is also a decline, then only it would be positive. So, it would be positive only in case of, substitute goods. When these two goods are substitute goods, then only it would be positive. When the value is 1 or greater than 1, we will say they are better substitutes of each other. The relation, the relation of this substitutability is greater. It means that these two products can easily replace each other. The relation is very close. When it is less than 1, it means that the change in demand is less in commodity X as compared to the change in the price of commodity Y. It means the relation is weak. This relation of substitute, the substituteness between two products X and Y is low. That is why we are saying it is inelastic cross elasticity. Then when it is negative, it would be negative when there is positive change in one of the variables and negative change in another variable. It means if the prices of commodity X, are rising, the demand of commodity Y would be falling. So, if this kind of relationship it means that EC, the value of EC would be negative. And when it would happen? When these two products X and Y, they are complementary goods. It will be possible in case of the complementary goods. So, if we come to know, if we calculate the cross elasticity and we come to know that the value of EC is negative. So, we will infer, what we will infer? That these two goods are complementary goods. So, the higher the value, higher the negative value, higher the relationship, higher the degree of complementary between two products. Similarly, higher the value of positive EC, when EC is positive. So, higher this value would be better the relation between two substitute goods, they are better substitutes of each other. So, higher means better substitute, higher value means that they are the better substitutes, and here the higher value means that they are better complementary goods. They are more used by the consumer in conjunction of each other. So, this is how the relation is being analyzed with the help of calculating value of EC. So, now we are taking these cases by the help of the curve. So, how the curve would look like in case when the value of EC is positive. So, value of EC is positive, what does it mean? That the prices of T, here I have taken the price of T. So, if the prices of T are rising, we can see at any point the price of T is rising, it has increased from P1 to P2, the demand has also increased from Q1 to Q2. But if we analyze the change in the price is greater as compared to change in the demand. What does it mean? There is the change in demand is less than change in price. So, if we want to infer this, what does it mean? Change in demand, change in price is greater than the change in demand. Change in price is greater than change in demand. I am denoting by it by the delta Q, price of tea, and there is a price of coffee. So, it means that these two products are substitutes, but they are not better substitute, they are not closer substitutes. The degree of the substitutability in between of these two products is low. So, they can replace each other, but not completely. So, this is how it is analyzed. How the curve is looking like? It is having a positive slope. So, in case of substitute goods, how the curve is? It is how the demand curve is? It is rising upwards, it is having a positive slope. And what is the value of EC? Value of EC would be positive. When EC is greater than 1, we will say demand is elastic. When EC is less than 1, we will say demand is inelastic. Moving on, we have negative cross elasticity. So, here I have taken the price of commodity X and the demand of commodity Y. If we see these 2 points, that here the price has increased, the price has decreased from P1 to P2, and the demand has increased, there the demand has increased from Q1 to Q2. The price of commodity X has decreased, but the demand of commodity Y has increased. It means there is inverse relationship between these two things. It means that the value of EC would be negative, and when it would happen in case of these two products are the complementary goods. For example, we have a case of petrol and car. So, when these two products X and Y, they are complementary goods, then the demand curve would be falling downwards. How the demand curve is? It is falling downwards, and what is the value of EC? It is negative. Another case, when we have 0 cross elasticity, in case we came to know that the value of EC is 0, it means that on changing EC would be 0 when the percentage change in commodity, in the demand of commodity X is 0 on changing the price of commodity Y. It means the price has changed, price has increased or decreased, but there is no change in the demand of commodity Y, X or Y, whatever we are taking. So, there is no change. So, it means that there is no relation between these two products X and Y, they are called as unrelated products. So, when value of EC is 0, it means that these two products are unrelated. For example, salt and petrol, they are unrelated to each other. So, the price of petrol would have no impact on demand of salt. Then how we measure the cross elasticity? What is the formula? So, what we take? Percentage change in quantity demanded of commodity X divided by the percentage change in price of commodity Y. So, to calculate the percentage change, we have taken delta Qx upon Qx into 100, delta Py upon Py into 100, 100 is being cancelled. So, what remains is delta Qx upon delta Py into Py upon Qx. So, this is our formula to calculate the cross elasticity of demand. What is delta Qx? Delta Qx is the change in quantity demanded of commodity X, it means Q2 minus Q1. What is delta Py? P2 minus P1, the change in the price of commodity Y. What is Qx? The original quantity demanded of commodity X, we can assume it by Q1, and the original price of commodity Y is denoted by P1 here, and this is how we can calculate the cross elasticity of demand. So, now we have a numerical on cross elasticity of demand, that there are two goods X and Y. There was no change in price of X, but still the demand has changed from 6,000 units to 5,500 units. On analysis, it was found that the price of another commodity Y has decreased from 250 to 225. Find out the cross elasticity between X and Y and the relationship between these two goods. Are they substitute goods or they complementary goods? So, now if we see what is happening there, demand is falling from 6000 to 5500 units. So, what is the change in demand of commodity X? It is equals to 500 units. What is this change? That is equals to 500 units. It is minus, it means it is a fall. And what is the change in the price? Price is also falling from 250 to 225. It means what is the change in the price of commodity Y? 25 rupees. It is clearly visible. The price of Y has decreased and the demand for X has also decreased. So, what is the relationship is, because these two things are saying that the relationship would be of substitute goods if we analyze. So, to come to know that what is the exact relationship, we need to calculate the value of EC. The formula is delta Qx upon delta Py into Py upon Qx. What is delta Qx? It is 500 units minus 500 units. What is delta Py? It is minus 25 rupees. What is original demand? What was the original demand? It was 6000 units. What was the original price? It was of commodity Y, it was rupees 250. So, when we put this into the equation, it would be 250 upon 6000. We put this into the equation. What would be the answer? Answer is 5 upon 6. It means it is 0.8. So, we analyze 0.8, it is positive. Since it is positive, so we will say they are substitute goods. What is the relation? That they are the substitute goods. And since it is less than 1, we will say they are weak substitute. They are weak substitutes. So, this is how we can apply the concept and calculate this cross elasticity. Coming to the next elasticity, it is advertising elasticity of demand. Advertising elasticity of demand is the responsiveness of demand with respect to change in the advertisement expenditure. So, it is measured as the proportionate change in demand divided by proportionate change in the advertisement expenditure. So, companies they need to know whether the advertisement expenditure they are allocating, is it successful or not. So, how it would be calculated? With the help of the advertisement elasticity. If advertisement elasticity is positive, it means that whatever expenditure they are doing on advertisement, it would be having impact on the sales. So, when the advertisement expenditure is increasing or they are allocating the money on advertisement and the demand is also changing, it is increasing, it means it is good for the advertiser, it is good for the company. So, how it is calculated? It is calculated as proportionate change in quantity demanded of the product divided by proportionate change in advertising expenditure. So, if we calculate, if we take this equation, so it will be equals to delta Q upon delta A into A upon Q. What is delta Q? Change in the demand. What is delta A? Change in the advertisement expenditure. What is A? A is the original advertisement expenditure, Q is the original quantity demanded or original sales. Here the demand is taken as a change in the sales. So, again it is of two types. It can be positive, which can be greater than 1 or 1, it means demand is elastic. It can be less than 1, which means demand is inelastic. It can be negative, it means that there is negative impact of advertisement expenditure on demand. It means when the advertisement expenditure is increasing, the demand is actually decreasing. So, it is not good for the advertiser and the marketer. So, he should not advertise in case the product is having negative advertisement elasticity of demand. It can be 0 for a product, that whatever the expenditure is, the demand is not increasing, neither it is decreasing. So, when delta this EA is 0, it means that again he should not advertise, he should not allocate the money on advertisement. So, when it is good for advertising, or when he should allocate money for advertising, when demand is elastic, because here he is allocating less money on advertisement, but the change in demand is greater. It means that it is good that he should advertise. So, this is how the advertisement elasticity is calculated and being analyzed and used by the marketer. Again, this advertisement elasticity depends, this value of EA, it depends on these factors. Factor number 1, the nature of the product, what kind of product it is. So, there are different kinds of product. The product can be, it can be necessary goods. Necessary goods are those which without which the consumer may not be able to survive. For example, salt, spices, cereals, they are the necessary goods. Clothes, and there are the comforts. Comforts are they are like TV, refrigerator, they are to give him comfort, and like it is not like he cannot survive without them, but he needs them to give him comfort. There are luxury goods. Luxury goods are those which he wants to purchase to have some maybe because he is having more money and he want to have some class in the society. So, in case of comforts and luxury goods, the value of EA is higher. Generally, it is being analyzed that value of EA is higher, means they have higher elasticity of advertisement when they are comforts and luxury goods. It means it is good for them to advertise, or their advertisement has positive impact on their sales. Again, it depends on the stage of life cycle of the product, on what stage a product is in his life cycle. So, in case of introduction, in the phase when the product is into the phase of introduction, it would be having higher advertisement elasticity. The value of EA would be higher as compared to the product which is into growth, which is already into the growth phase. So, here the value of EA would be greater than 1 as compared to growth phase, value of EA would be less than 1. So, again it depends on the phase or of the life cycle of the product. Then it also depends on the timing of the promotional activity, at what time we have chosen to advertise for our product, what is the timing. So, if it is a like you say, you can see easily that during the case of festivals, the number of advertisements are increasing. Why? Because the impact is higher. People are into the festive mode, they want to allocate their money, they want to spend their money on goods and services. They go on outings, they invite their friends and relatives to their houses. So, this is the time when the demand increases and the demand is having positive relationship with the advertisement expenditure. So, the timing is also having impact when you are advertising. If you are advertising in the times of recession, it would not be good. When the economy into recession, here the people would have limited income, and whatever money you are allocating for advertisement, it would not having impact on the demand. Why? Because people are already having limited incomes, because they are facing the salary cuts, they have low purchasing power at that point of time, they are not very hopeful of the economy. So, they are into saving mode. So, this is how the timing would have impact. Another factor which can have impact is the rivals advertising strategy. What rivals are doing? Are they advertising more or less? So, when rivals are also advertising, so then the value of EA would be less. If rivals are also putting their money into advertisement, they are also having intense advertisement expenditure, then the value of EA would be less. So, this is how the factors are having impact on the advertisement elasticity. Then coming to a numerical, here there is a sales promotion expenditure of an organization which increases the demand from 20,000 units, sorry, from for rupees 20,000 to 60,000, the sales has increased. So, here we will be taking it, the sales has increased from 40,000 units to 60,000 units, and there we have to calculate the advertisement elasticity. So, now what is given? The Q1 is 40,000 units, Q2 is 60,000 units. What is the expenditure? A1 is rupees 20,000 and A2 is equals to rupees 60,000. So, what is the change? Change in demand is 20,000 units, the change in advertisement is 40,000 rupees. Then what is the value of EA? It is equals to 0.5. So, by applying the formula we have calculated it. Then uses of elasticity of demand. What are the managerial uses? Use number 1 is to determine the price. When the price should be increased, when the price should be decreased. The pricing policy. The pricing policy is determined by the elasticity. How? That if we know the value of EP, if value of EP is less than 1, so it would be good to increase the price, but if value of EP is greater than 1, so it means the marketer should, what he should do? He should decrease the price, otherwise the demand would be affected. So, value of EP is less than 1 to 0, it means he can increase the price. It is also used to discriminate the price. Discriminate means the marketer can have different prices of the same product in different markets or maybe to different users. So, if there are two markets, north and west, here the price elasticity is greater than 1 in north, but here it is less than 1. So, where the marketer would be decreasing the price? He would decrease the price in north region and he would not change the price in the west region, and this is how he would be discriminating the price to his consumers. It is also used to classify the goods by you calculating the income elasticity. So, when income elasticity is greater than 1, it means the consumer is considering the product as a luxury good. When the value of income elasticity is 0, it means it is a necessary good to the consumer. It is also used to find out the relation between goods by calculating the value of EC. EC is positive, it is substitute, negative, it is complementary goods. It is also used to take advertisement related decision by calculating the value of EA. It is used to determine the government taxation policy. Government used to increase the tax. Government used to increase the tax when the demand is inelastic, for the products where the demand is inelastic. For example, cigarettes and alcoholic products, they have inelastic demand. So, government used to increase the taxes on that. Foreign exchange policy, to revalue or devalue the currency of the country, the demand for exports and imports is analyzed in terms of their elasticities. To reward the factors of production, those factors of production which have the inelastic demand, they have high reward as compared to the factors of production which have higher elasticity, they are rewarded less. So, this is all about this lecture. With these words I would like to sign off. Thank you and be safe.